Where does that come from? What does that do to help the team?
Yeah, that's South African heritage. That's part of football culture in South Africa. You know, the team song, it's almost like preparing for battle. It's very beautiful, very powerful for the soul, and it just prepares the boys, you know. You'll see it across all the age groups, men's, women. It's so special, part of our culture and heritage. So we're so proud to be able to bring it and share it with you guys out here in England.
Honestly, I hope we get to stream when they do the dance and when they do the sing. Is so powerful, honestly. Evangelios, very good luck. I'm going to throw it back to the gantry, and good luck for the Next Gen Tournament 2024.
I tell you what, the dance before the game, we saw it just as they were entering the training ground. It was pretty impressive, that's for sure. And I wonder if we'll see it again before kickoff. That would be fantastic from Stellenbosch, who were last year's finalists, only lost on penalties to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Do you think they'll be hoping to go one step further this time round and claim the trophy?
Well, if they get to penalties, they would have hopefully had plenty of experience in the first 3 matches. As we saw earlier, you've got a penalty shootout after each match. So those 3 hopefully can warm them up, prepare them for the nerves and anxiety they'll be feeling in the final if they make it again. I mean, no kick's the same, but at least they're accustomed to acclimatise to that sort of pressure situation. We know penalty shootouts can be so difficult and so kind of exhausting and taxing on someone, especially mentally. But they've experienced it the most last season. They're well aware of it, they're well aware of the struggles and the pressure. But they've come here and you're just seeing them, we can see them through the corner of our eye at least. They look really determined. They know they're here to win, they know what they're capable of. They're a strong, solid side. And we heard in the pre-match conference with their manager, they like to play attacking football, they like to be aggressive. They've come here to win. There's no alternative for this team. And I really, really do think they can go far in this competition, and they're going to show us in their first game today.
And they do have something in common with Spurs, because Spurs were the losing finalists in 2022 against West Ham at their own training ground on that occasion. So both these sides know what it's like to lose the final, that both these sides will want to go one step further this time round in 2024. Spurs, who you just saw getting set and ready to our left-hand side. We've got kickoff in about 7 minutes' time. And let's just tell you about how the Premier League Next Generation Cup works for those who didn't watch the first set of games, those Stellenbosch fans and Spurs fans who might be joining us. So there are 8 teams in this year's competition. 4 from England, of course Tottenham, along with Aston Villa, Everton and Crystal Palace. 3 teams from India, Mutut FA, East Bengal and Punjab FC, and of course Stellenbosch from South Africa. The way the games work, it's 25-minute halves, 2 halves of course, and there will be a water break in between for this afternoon's fixtures, because of the heat's definitely taken its toll. And well, where are we now? 1st of August, so it's definitely peak English summer time. We were speaking to one of the Indian coaches beforehand, and he was saying this is hot to you, and so it might be an advantage to the English sides perhaps having that water break, which we will have in the middle of each half. But the groups, it's split into 2 groups of 4, the competition, and the winners of each group will play in Sunday's final at the Loughborough University Stadium at 4 p.m. local time. And in terms of the excitement of this competition, there have been players that have played in this, that have gone on to play in the Premier League, gone on to play in the Europa League, particularly George Earthy of West Ham from 2022, who was part of the side that beat Tottenham in that year in the final. I believe it was 8-0 to West Ham United, and he's managed to use that experience of the 8-0 win to score a goal in the Premier League against Luton Town, George Earthy specifically. And do you think for these 2 sets of players, seeing players go on to play in the Premier League, the Europa League, that will inspire them more this afternoon for Stellenbosch and Tottenham?
100%. These players on both sides know how much this can propel their career, how much it means to themselves, their families, their friends, and the clubs itself. Like, it's still a massive achievement for English, Indian and South African sides to go far in this tournament, to win it. It's silverware. At the end of the day, it all matters, it all counts. It's a trophy in the cabinet. And so I think for each of these individual players, they want to put on a show, they want to show what they're capable of. and you never know where it can take them. As you say, George Earthy, Premier League now, goal to his name. Not many people can say that, and I think this 11, this even 40 players that both sides have brought are really hoping for something special as well. And today, the next couple of days could really do that for them.
And it all starts here as both teams set and ready to enter the field ahead of kickoff for the second set of fixtures on Game 1 of the Premier League Next Generation Cup 2024. As all we wait for now is the players to arrive onto the field before we are ready for kickoff.
I have to say, it was really nice listening to their warrior cries as they disbanded their team huddles. You had a little cheer from Tottenham, and you had a little chant as well from their opposition from South Africa, Stellenbosch. So I think both are raring to go for this one. I think they just want to get on the pitch now. They're a bit tired of the delay, but as we all know, protocol dictates that you've got to stick to certain times, and I think it'll be interesting to see how the stopwatch will affect these players as well. I don't know if they're too accustomed to such environments, such conditions.
And of course you mentioned that something that we haven't mentioned yet is that how the timing works is that with the 25-minute halves, every time the ball goes out of play, the clock is stopped completely and then restarted when the ball is back in play. So even though it's shorter halves of 25 minutes, it will be the full 25 minutes of the ball in play for both halves, which definitely we saw in the first game. It makes it interesting in stoppage time, or what would have been stoppage time, because no one knows how long's left when you go into the latter stages. But here come the two sides, and as you've mentioned, they both look determined going into this. We've mentioned it in the commentary, they've both been finalists in this competition before, and both want to go one step further this year. Tottenham Hotspur and Stellenbosch FC from South Africa, the one South African side in this competition this time round. And the last thing to mention in terms of the setup of the competition, there will be a penalty shootout no matter the score after this, and whoever wins that penalty shootout will get 1 point to the league table, along with, of course, the 3 points if we do have a winner, or 1 point each if it is a draw as normal. You set the lineups. So let's take you through the lineups, and we'll start with Stellenbosch, our side from South Africa. It is constant roll-on, roll-off subs, which means all the substitutes, I'm sure, will be used, and if a player's been taken off at some point, they might be able to come back on if the manager decides that's what they want. As the Tottenham Hotspur lineup, it will be the same for them. Williams is a name that has featured in the Premier League Next Generation Cup before a couple of years ago. Spurs noticeably with a bigger bench than Stellenbosch, as Samuel Archer is the man starting in goal. Dante Orr occupying the fullback position, and starting up top, Harry Brine for Tottenham. But I'm sure that's going to change as the game goes on with those rolling substitutes. The last bit of communication between the two captains of either side with the referee, and the sun certainly played its part in match day one, in terms of in the first half it was right in the eyes of Everton, in the second half it was right in the eyes of Matut. But we'll see what happens in this second game. Luckily, it's just behind the clouds, I think, luckily for everyone, given the heat that we've experienced this afternoon. But we're almost set and ready for the last team huddles before kickoff. What do you think's being said in that Stellenbosch team huddle once they get going with it?
Well, firstly, you're talking about the heat in the past tense. I'm still sweating over here. So I don't know about you, and I'm sure the players will be too. But yeah, in each side, I'm sure they're talking about the final. These are new players that are playing currently now. Stellenbosch may have some same players, those you mentioned, Williams, and they've got the same aspirations as their predecessors, and they want to go one better. We've said it, and I can't imagine they're saying anything else. They're telling each other, look, stay together, press as a team, drop as a team, win as a team, lose as a team. They're preparing for the best. They're achieving and aiming for the best, each of them. I don't think communication between the players and instructions are going to be much different. I really don't. There's not going to be much to separate the two teams here. Tyler, both really, really talented.
So the referee blowing his whistle, he wants the players to get us going as we are almost set and ready for kickoff. Do you think there's a little bit of inspiration for these Tottenham players currently participating? Because we're seeing at the moment with Spurs, with their first team, a lot of academy players, not even under 21s, but some under 19s players actually training with the first team. So I'm sure these boys will want to follow in the footsteps of them.
No, certainly. You've seen them scoring in pre-season whilst they're in Japan and South Korea. And as you say, they want to be joining that team. They know the opportunities there. Andrew's ready to give it to them. And I'm sure the same for Stellenbosch.
So it's Tottenham who get us underway for match number 2 of day 1, and a first involvement for Callum Logan, going back to his goalkeeper. Spurs have it on the far side but can't keep it. They'll get it straight back from the throw. Just flicked on in field. Stellenbosch win it back. Let's see what they can do for the first time on the ball. There's nice skill there in the centre from Keenan, but Tottenham have it back again. Nice burst away there from Dexter Oliver. Try to unleash that early pass in behind.
Yeah, no, good idea. Good idea, trying to get up the pitch as soon as possible, taking the direct route, which both Mooted and Everton opted for as well in their first games.
It's going to be interesting to see, firstly, what the press is like from Stellenbosch, which looks quite aggressive early on, and also how they can sustain it throughout the game. Of course, it is a shorter game, which means maybe they might be able to for the whole 50 minutes. But Tottenham at the moment playing their way out and working it well on the floor. And they can burst forward now on the near side. Oliver looking to play it out wide. Tottenham want the foul, they're not going to get it.
Yeah, no, I thought that could have been a foul as well, potentially. It looked like the defender of Stellenbosch just slipped and took his man with him. And I think they'll be a little bit aggrieved there, Lehane. But the game continues, you have to play to the ref's whistle.
Stellenbosch pick it out in the centre, and how about that for a pass over towards this near side? This is Bailey, goes for the early delivery, and it's a chance at that back post, and almost an opening goal for Stellenbosch. The Major with the strike, playing for the under-20 national team, but striking just wide on this occasion.
Well, the position he picked up there just shows why it's called the Major. He's earned that title, hasn't he, amongst the ranks in the under-21 sides. That was really, really good pick out. The move in general was splendid.
And they're not finished there. That's another dangerous ball. Importantly defended. It was Thompson. And it's back with the captain, Ahmed. It's been a bright start from the South African side. Felix looking to loop one over the top, and that's not a bad ball too. Spurs again getting there with the last-ditch tackles, but again not clearing as they would have wanted to. And Stellenbosch are still going on here, and it's another massive chance for the opening goal. Ends up coming off the top of the crossbar. That's 2 chances in the opening 3 minutes for Stellenbosch.
Well, to begin with, brave defending, but he couldn't clear his lines there, and they've just got back in. Really tidy footwork from the Stellenbosch forwards. I don't know, maybe he wasn't ready for the chance. It's early in the game, you know, you're not necessarily settled entirely. It's been a bit of a fractured start, bit rough here and there, so they need to settle, but an exceptional start from Stellenbosch here. Tottenham really struggling to keep them off them.
But in this heat, how can they keep this up? It would be interesting to see in terms of such a high press, but that's fantastic work from Tylon defensively for Stellenbosch. And there's been a couple of 50-50 challenges. I think that was more of a comfortable decision for the referee.
Yeah, no, Andres in the thick of it already. He's playing quite well there. He seems to be filling in that kind of holding midfield role where he's just going to be the tank of the team. He seems like he likes to get involved, put his body around. And he's good on the ball as well. He's found passes, and quite penetrative passes.
Another nice diagonal from Stellenbosch. Keenan going back. They look really comfortable in possession so far, Stellenbosch. I say that as they lose out in the centre of the field. But there seems a lot of correspondence with Spurs, with the way their academy want to play, to how their first team play, keeping the ball on the ground, passing their way forward, being as quick as possible. The one-touch football that we just saw there from the number 4.
But Stellenbosch don't mind that. Look where they are in the pitch. It allows them to get as far up as Tottenham are deep.
But if Tottenham are to break the press as they're doing here, then all of a sudden there could be danger. But look at the energy from Stellenbosch to then track back once that press is broken. It's fantastic work. And now they've won it back again. And there's going to be a strike from the halfway line. It's catching the goalkeeper off guard. And it was almost a stunning goal. Fantastic recovery from Samuel Archer. Fantastic recovery from Samuel Archer. What a goal it would have been for Stellenbosch.
Was it the right option? I think that's going to be the question asked at half-time if they're not winning this.
But they might be taking the lead here because they've won it back again. Another opportunity and another chance, which isn't taken. Felix this time with the strike.
Those are 3 incredible opportunities, and you just see how well he picks up the ball. Great tackle, and he sees the keeper off his line, and Archer's worried, you can tell. But it's a really good palm. It's a really good palm away. He gets it far away from the goal, and he looks a bit comfortable now. He took his time to rise. But yeah, it could have been really dangerous for him. A little early warning.
Well, there's been more than one early warning, and there might be another here. Stellenbosch going on. And the corner is awarded. The captain, Ahmed, the right back, who's doing superb work in terms of his attacking play so far.
Tottenham needs to get a hand on this game. I think it's pretty clear for everyone watching. But look at that energy. You see it just at the corner as well. The captain, Ahmed, just wanting to get the ball into play as soon as possible, probably aware of the stopwatch as well. But there's just an intensity to their game.
Not the delivery that Stellenbosch would have wanted from the corner, and Tottenham are able to clear. Stellenbosch not letting them break away as they'll reset back towards Ashin. At the moment, we're seeing every side of the Stellenbosch game. We're seeing the high press off the ball, the fantastic play on the ball.
Yeah, but again, when they try and break from the back, Tottenham just give away a free kick. They're overly aggressive in their play. There's a lot of speed in this Stellenbosch team. A lot of speed, and that's really advantaging them. Seems like they can't keep up, Spurs. Maybe that's a bit of fatigue, or maybe it is just they can't match the intensity.
So here is Archer. And if it wasn't for him, it would be 1-0 Stellenbosch at the moment. It still might be as they come on forward here with Bailey. And it's a fantastic ball towards that back post. Here's another chance, another fantastic save, and still Stellenbosch can't find that opening goal as Archer, the hero again for Tottenham.
Get your man of the match ready, Tyler. But brilliant cross. Really, really good cross to the back stick. It's missed by the defender, which was really, really unfortunate for him. Just lost the ball in the air. But Archer ready on the spot, jogging along the spot, waiting and anticipating where that's going to land. And then to get up and make the second save as well. The double save is just incredible. I think that's definitely one for his highlight reel when he gets home tonight. And he'll be watching that back for a long time. It's even undone his laces.
And Keenan, I'm not sure he'll want to watch it back because it's a golden opportunity for Stellenbosch to take the lead.
Yeah, no, it's another one bites the dust, I think, for Stellenbosch. But look, they're still on the attack. They've got another corner. Hopefully it'll be better.
This time they take a short approach. Just about kept in play. Darting on into the penalty area, and it's going to be the same again for Stellenbosch. Corner won by the Major.
I love that name. I really like that name, Tyler, but he's really earning that as well. He's really earned that so far in this first 6 minutes of the match. But yeah, look, another good delivery, hopefully.
So it's back to the direct approach. It's a dangerous ball. Archer's done enough for now, but still the chances are alive for Stellenbosch. And wide it goes once more. That time it was the Major.
He couldn't wrap his foot around it this time. He's just beaten his man. He's brought it down really well, under pressure. 50-50 is all his. He's confident in every single one, but he just couldn't get it back across goal. But Tottenham now need to build on this.
Maybe might just need to settle down again. One thing they don't want to do is give it away again. Stellenbosch working hard to try and make that happen.
Well, you want to keep the ball on the floor. And it's just bouncing all over the place. I mean, for a pitch that was quite literally soaked this morning, the spring's there.
Spurs almost causing their own problems again. Another chance to settle themselves down with the throw. Stellenbosch winning it up high again. What can they create this time round? The Spurs at the moment not really listening to the warning signs that Stellenbosch are giving them.
Yeah, no, again, win the ball straight out of play, Stellenbosch throwing. I'm just going to see the save again here, the double save. Just fantastic. Again, repeat it. Brilliant cross, mismatch at the back post. And how he anticipates that, I don't know. But to get up, to make that second save, and again, the anticipation is brilliant. Just to know that he's going to try and slot it in that right-hand corner, not hit it across goal. He's just read the striker's mind there. And I'm sure a lot of frustration on the Stellenbosch's behalf as well. But they need to keep going, Stellenbosch. They really do. They have a goal in them. We've seen it in past tournaments, and we're seeing it here.
Done well to win it back again. Some take that from the captain. Not quite the pass that he would have wanted. And I think Bailey, he knew exactly what he was going to do next, but then just lost sight of the ball as it ran out of play.
Yeah, some of these passes by Spurs around the back, they're not making it any easier for themselves. You see that it's just whipped in at a slight awkward height, allowing the interception potentially as well to be made on the edge of the D of Tottenham's box. I think Spurs just need to keep it simple.
That was an important challenge in there. Back it goes towards Archer. This is where the danger might just take place from a Tottenham point of view, when they initially beat the Stellenbosch press, but they haven't made the most of it. And Stellenbosch are quick to get in behind again. It's a fantastic pick out. And again, there's an opportunity for the Major, but yet again, it's Archer with a fantastic save for Tottenham to deny the Major.
He must be psychic. He just knows where to be at the right place. What a brilliant scoop, by the way, from the Stellenbosch central midfielder. Major again making that brilliant run. He did really well to take it in his strikes. It wasn't easy. Again, he's showing real technical quality, the Major, so far. But Archer matching him and every other Stellenbosch player so far that's come his way.
Here comes the latest of the corners. It's another fantastic delivery. And it's Stellenbosch who take the lead. And after all the chances that they've had, it looks like it's a Spurs player who's helped them out in terms of the opening goal.
Yeah, first real good corner Stellenbosch have put in today. And they've whipped it in right onto the 6-yard box, and he's just turned his back there. It's really unfortunate, but he's turned his back there, Oliver. And it's just ricocheted. You've got to feel for the lads, but you've got to keep your eye on the ball, especially on set pieces. It's so important, and he's paid the price there. And it's put Tottenham 1-0 behind in a game that really this scoreline fairly reflects. Archer couldn't do anything about it this time. I said he made really noble attempts against all the Stellenbosch players, but he couldn't keep out his own player, sadly.
Tottenham still playing that risky football. As it breaks for Logan. Logan's going to get it back again now on the near side for Spurs. That's a nice ball in behind. How can Tottenham respond? Williams going on and forcing the first save of Asheen of the afternoon. How about this from Stellenbosch again? The energy continues. Some dart forward.
And that's the same foul, the same mistakes Spurs keep making, but the same really, really good runs and football that Stellenbosch keep playing. They're really, really catching them out here, Stellenbosch, but no, great opportunity there for Spurs. He worked it really well, Williams Barnett, to get it onto his right foot from the left. But Spurs aren't panicking on the ball, Tyler. That's one thing you have to commend them on. They may be losing it a lot and the press is really, really strong.
And I guess if this Stellenbosch side are to tire as the game goes on, if Spurs continue to be calm with it.
No, of course. Options are endless. It's a very open game, and I think it benefits both sides.
Two can make the most of the moments. At the moment, I would say Stellenbosch have made the most of theirs. They could have been 5-0 up by now and needed the help of the Tottenham players to put them into the lead.
We see Tile on there, the centre-back coming out to help his right-back and just pressing the man he's following. It's relentless.
It's Logan winning the header for Spurs. That's there again. Logan winning it back again.
Just slightly endangering the bench there for Spurs substitutes as it ricocheted off the dugouts.
Stellenbosch winning it back once more. So confident on the ball, even inside their own half. Although the flag is up against their attacker, Plattes.
It's the first time that Spurs have been able to actually activate and use their high line, sorry. Because every other time it's been on the turnover.
And the reason the whistle's gone from the referee is because we will have a quick water break, which has been planned. It's going to be midway through both the first and the second half of this one.
It gives us a chance as well to sum up, really, what's happened so far. And the talking point is a goal. I mean, it's an own goal, albeit, but Stellenbosch aren't going to cry about that, I don't think. They're in the lead so far, their 3 points are theirs, and the potential for another 1 point in the penalties. But here we see it. It's ricocheted off the back of Oliver, potentially the shoulder, and he can't do much about it.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because Hardy's just in front of him there. It's gone right past Hardy, and then he can't see it at that point, and there's almost nothing that Oliver can do.
He's so focused on his man as well, because he was up against a tall lad in the box. I think potentially it caught them off guard, Spurs, because they've been used to it going to the back post. This time it's dropped perfectly. It's like a poached egg, and he just couldn't deal with it, unfortunately. And Archer, he got down quickly, but not quickly enough. So Stellenbosch did get their reward in the end, but it came from an unlikely source. They looked really good in open play, but the set piece seems to give them the goal. Maybe it gives them more confidence as well, you wonder. Will that give them more confidence? Will they be putting in better deliveries now from their corners? Free kicks, how are they going to change that if this is showing they can score?
Tottenham get us back underway with their throw. And it's probably Tottenham that needed that water break more than anyone else, just to reset. And perhaps Stellenbosch that needed it just to get their energy back, because it's been non-stop pressure from the South African side. So good defending in there, good covering in there from Sishi.
That asked a lot of James, but he showed his pace. I'm sure he really liked that opportunity to be on camera and showing how quick he is trying to break that line, and they might want to utilise that a bit more. I mean, the direct approach is always there.
Spurs are able to get it back behind the Stellenbosch half with Hardy. It's a fantastic challenge, and that's the striker doing the defensive duties. Plates tracking back from the number 9 position. And some throw that in behind the Tottenham defence. It just looked like strong defending in there rather than anything else from the Tottenham defender.
Yeah, no, Byfeld's used his experience, I think. All that he's got at academy football there was quite subtle with a little nudge, and it unsettled the striker, and he's managed to win himself a goal kick. Spurs seem to have settled a bit now since the goal. It's actually done them good. Oh, that's beautiful.
And not a bad pick out too over towards this near side. There's the ball around the corner for Tottenham.
Keep it in that final third. Keep the ball there with quality. Good boy.
Fantastic spin around the corner. Tottenham going on, and Tottenham winning themselves a corner. Really good work there from Dexter Oliver, looking to recover from the own goal he scored.
Well, that's him in his element. He doesn't want to be in his own box. He wants to be in and around his opposition's box, and he finally got a chance to show that, because there have been finite chances for Tottenham so far in that area of the pitch, and you have to credit and solely make responsible Stellenbosch. But yeah, now let's see if he can score from this corner.
And it goes towards that back post. It's a dangerous ball. It wasn't the contact that the number 9 for Spurs, the attacker, would have wanted.
No, I don't think so. But look, Stellenbosch really quick to get the game underway again. They want that second. They know they can catch Spurs out. They've done it multiple times already.
Good thing from a Tottenham point of view is we haven't seen too much in terms of Stellenbosch chances since they took the lead.
No, very true. Spurs seem to have found a bit more structure to their game. They're finding spaces, and the runs are being made better. Harder for the Stellenbosch midfield to follow.
And we know that goals change games, and the good thing from a Tottenham point of view is that it's changed them, it's helped them settle. I mean, the way the game was going, once they conceded that first goal eventually, they could have completely fallen apart. But they have regrouped since.
No, totally. I think just out of your picture as well, Williams-Barnett's just getting a bit frustrated because he's making the runs down that right-hand side, but he's just not being picked out. It's because of this style of football that Spurs are playing now from their first team to grassroots, and we're seeing it at the under-19s. They're representing that brand of football right now. They don't want to play direct until Archer decided to take initiative in that moment, because Williams-Barnett was in space.
Stellenbosch winning it up high in the Tottenham half. That was important, covering in there by Beggs.
I think the sun's coming out to say hello again, Tyler.
We might be heading for 2 water breaks a half at this rate. That's a nice ball over towards the near side. Here's Logan for Tottenham.
Unfortunate slip there for Bailey. I don't know, maybe that's the residue of the water from earlier's rain, but this sunshine's definitely drying that up. I can assure you, all at home.
Well, the sprayers have never been needed more to keep the pitch in the fantastic condition that it's in.
The beads of sweat are hydrating the pitch at this rate.
That's chipped down the line towards Williams, who was dispossessed. Logan with some defending to do for Tottenham. Are able to win it back, and now will look to come on forward themselves. Feeney. And the goal kick awarded, despite the frustration of the Tottenham number 7.
Yeah, James again on that right-hand side, just trying to receive the ball at any opportunity he can. And he looks like a danger man. His confidence, such an important part of the game. The Major showed it in the first 10 minutes with the opportunities he was creating and getting on the end of, and Spurs need someone to take that initiative. And why can't it be him?
But you can tell now what we played, 17 minutes. That Stellenbosch press just doesn't quite look all so aggressive, which is always risky, because if you've got one player still being as aggressive and others not following, there will start to be gaps which Tottenham are looking to exploit here. That's another fantastic challenge from Ahmed, the captain, doing his defensive work. For a moment, there might have been room for another counter-attack for Stellenbosch.
Great work right there from Plates. And again, another diagonal ball. They're really aware of where each other are on this pitch at all times. I think they're all on the same wavelength, and that's been drilled into them in training. You can really tell.
And Tottenham giving it away again. There's the strike from a long way out, and it ended up a long way away from the target from Bailey.
Oliver, though, a bit lazy in possession there. The pass wasn't perfect, stuck a leg out. And when the time came for him to really recover, he didn't put the work in, and it allowed the shot. I think it was a bit of a let-off for him there.
Stellenbosch have just made the first of the roll-on subs. Slade has just come onto the field there, number 17.
Maybe that would just reinvigorate that press a bit. Maybe that's the hope of the manager there, because I'm sure he's noticed it if we have as well, and he saw how effective it was.
Oliver looking for the return. Can you get there, Oliver? Always going to be difficult for the number 16. This is Ahmed now.
Seems like another free kick to Stellenbosch there. Again, Tottenham, perhaps a bit of a fitness issue, perhaps tactics, just being aggressive, and the referee's not offering any leniency towards them, but offensive fouls are becoming a bit of a problem for them. It's just stunting their ability as well to keep the game fluid, for them to keep the ball higher up the pitch.
There's this time wanting to take the direct approach. It was well covered by Tyler.
Yeah, no, good positioning there as well from the centre-back there. He's held his ground, and he's been phenomenal. I think as well as Stellenbosch have been doing up front and in the middle of the park, he's been a standout player at that back line. He's pressed, he's dropped, he's filled in spaces, and that's just another example that we've been given the opportunity to praise him for and highlight, especially.
Spurs to take this corner, the first for them on the far side. Looking to get back on level terms. Stellenbosch scored from a corner themselves, but Tottenham can't do the same. Feeney now. Only option is with Archer.
Straight back into shape by Stellenbosch. The line is pushed well up, trying to catch the Spurs team offside. I mean, they're all in sync. It's really, really impressive to watch. They all know their role. They drop, they press. It's as if they're a single unit.
Logan, that's a fantastic ball in behind, and Tottenham could be in, but how about that for a recovery challenge from Sishi, who was able to clear too and find a teammate in doing so.
Bit of a let-off there for Tottenham.
Here's Oliver flicking it round the corner. Spurs winning it back again.
Archer just shrugging his shoulders there. Why have you passed it back to me? You're at the halfway line. But Spurs like building from the back. We've seen it, and it's how they create their best attacks. So there's always method behind the madness.
This is Logan. Risky pass from the fullback. Back it is with Archer now. But this is where it starts to work for Tottenham, when they do take those risks, invite the pressure. Because now those gaps are starting to appear, particularly now on the far side. They're just not making the most of it at the moment, as Stellenbosch back in the possession.
Okay, the heavy touch there, big factor. But it's also the pressing. Again.
Here comes the major now for Stellenbosch. Chopping back onto his right foot. There's another opportunity, and it just seemed like it was rushed from Keenan. Almost a Stellenbosch second.
resorting back to the first few minutes, the types of shots they were taking. I don't know, maybe it's something they need to work on just in their warm-up. But almost you could question, because of how intense they're playing, how frantic at times it may appear, that the composure's lost a little bit. It's just the difficulty to switch mentality at the key moment.
Here is Oliver.
But yeah, no, just going back to that chance, really, really good chance for him on the edge of the D. Struck it, and he just sliced it, I think. But Archer did look a bit worried there because he was exposed.
Stellenbosch coming forward again. This is the major. Tell you what, it's probably the first time I've seen Stellenbosch go backwards with the possession all afternoon so far. Spurs winning the free kick.
Solid there, good use of the body. Trying to drive his team up the pitch, he's done really well. It's just so neat, isn't it, the football? The little flicks, the flair. And they find the pass as well.
So Ahmed able to cut that one out. Oliver there to pick up the pieces for Tottenham. Just a rushed pass in the end, in behind from Beggs. A fantastic turn. Spurs able to get the body back through Beggs, who's straight there to dispossess it again. The major with the turn. Still going on the number 7. Can he get his shot away for Stellenbosch? An important block. That was heading right for the bottom corner. And now Tottenham looking to break down the other end. Williams just with the rush ball in behind.
Well, there was only one idea and thought in the Major's head when he received that ball, and that was find space, shoot. And he did such, but it was really good defending from the Tottenham defender, and he watched it all the way. So he was in a great position in the end, able to clear it as well and set up a counter-attack, which Tottenham have had very few of. Just a shame they rushed it. I mean, again, it's that key word, composure. And I think that's been lacking in this game so far, as entertaining as it has been.
It's almost added to the entertainment, so we're certainly not complaining, as Stellenbosch coming forward yet again. Avontier for the major. Going around the outside to Avontier once more. Stellenbosch just enjoying the ball now high up for the field. Not able to keep it. And this time it's Tottenham's turn just to settle themselves down. Here is Dexter Oliver. He's done well under pressure, but that pressure's not stopping on the number 16.
No, it was cute there from Dexter. But Spurs almost saying now to the opposition, Stellenbosch, you can pass the ball. We're okay, we'll hold the shape now. You've managed to. We can do the same. We're not going to be so open and give you the chance and space you want. And they forfeited possession after a few passes. Perhaps that might be something the manager's looking to improve on then in the second half.
Williams for Tottenham.
Something notable here, Tyler. They've switched, Tottenham, have switched
their wingers.
But that's the second time now this match they've done it. So I don't know if they're just trying to give the fullbacks of Stellenbosch a little bit different, something a little bit different to think about. But they need to get the ball there. I mean, it's all good, you're trying to test the players, but those players need to receive the ball, and Spurs just can't find the channels.
At the moment, Tottenham with the ball, but struggling to get it forward. Still sticking to their principles, keeping it down on the ground. They've changed things up here with the ball in behind on the left.
Stellenbosch aren't falling for it, are they? You can switch positions all you want. You can be as fluid as you want.
And there was a risky header back, and Stellenbosch almost in, but there to recover after the mistake was Byfield.
Yeah, no, another scare there for Tottenham. Another scare, and that's how quickly this game's been changing and switching momentum. It's like a pendulum. You never know who's on the attack.
It's a game that's so open with the score only at 1-0 to Stellenbosch. Is Tottenham looking to change that here? Might just be a second chance to get the ball into the penalty area. There's going to definitely be a third now from the corner.
Yeah, no, again, going down that right-hand side, down with their number 7, James. He's looked a threat, but no end product still from Tottenham, and that's the one difference that separates them, of course. And yeah, just on the note of corners, of course, Stellenbosch scored from Ron Tyler. And again, unfortunate, that's all you can say for Dexter, but you've got to give credit where credit is due for the delivery.
Well, Dexter Oliver's currently waiting on the edge of the penalty area, but it won't find him. It will find Byfield, who can't get his header on target. It must have taken a deflection, though, because Tottenham will have the same again. Yeah,
really good delivery this time from Williams Bennett. And who climbed the highest? Well, it was Byfield's, but really well marked. He couldn't get that free header away. But again, looking for the same, an in-swinger this time. So perhaps that can be a bit easier, get closer to the goalkeeper, not needing to generate as much power either.
And it's still alive here at that back post. It's Byfield again. Spurs still trying to keep the move alive. The danger's not done. It's going to be yet another corner.
Well, this is a good way for Spurs to end the half, isn't it? Stellenbosch won't mind this as long as they keep the score at 1-0 when they go into half-time. But they really need to focus, just like Dexter unfortunately failed to do from that one corner. We know how costly that can be now. Spurs more than anyone in Stellenbosch as well.
In goes the latest of the Tottenham corners. Again, it was dangerous, but it was a comfortable save for Asheen, who's been so quick to distribute at every moment, even so late on in the first half. They're not settling for 1-0. They want a second on the counter-attack. Stellenbosch. Is Archer going to get there? Not quite. And now Stellenbosch can think about adding a second from a corner themselves on the far side. Getting late on in the first half.
Well, super pass. Super pass with the outside of his foot there to find the man that was running through. The substitute, in fact, that is Cheswin. So he's got plenty of legs on him. And the South African sides have been making the most of this roll and roll off. They really have. And it shows their counter-attack is always a threat. They're pressing non-stop. And it's, again, afforded them another corner. They just need to get these shots away, Tyler. That's the one struggle they're having.
So it's Bailey who will deliver the corner. Definitely a high ball in, that's for sure. Stellenbosch with that next ball. That's a dangerous one too. And a big chance late on in the first half. Looked like it was the centre half who was coming forward. Tylon, who headed over the crossbar.
Yeah, Spurs probably a bit relieved this time it's gone to the back post again. They don't seem to pose as much of a threat there.
And after corner for both sides so late on in the first half, we're probably going to get the first half ending with some open play possession, which Tottenham are looking to launch into their own late attack. As it's switched over towards the near side. Williams looking for the low ball in behind.
And Tyland's there again. Again and again and again. He's just doing such a service to his team.
Well, there will be no time for that Tottenham corner. We heard the buzzer just below us in terms of the stop-start clock, which is a feature of the Next Generation Cup 2024. And it's been entertaining, that's for sure. There's been chances, that's for sure. The majority of them falling for Stellenbosch, but they needed the help of Dexter Oliver to head into his own net to take the lead. And at half-time, it's Stellenbosch 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
Yeah, the Spurs players weren't happy about that whistle being their corner, being 1 goal down either. So they've taken a bit of umbrage now maybe with the referee. Felt hard done by as well on the end of a couple of decisions with some of their offensive fouls. But they've actually been benefiting them, I think. As critical as I may have been, it slows the game down, it stops it, and that's in their favour way more than it's been in Stellenbosch's, who have thrived on the fast pace, open end match. So maybe that'll continue.
Well, I think the high press is going to continue from Stellenbosch, because you can just see one of the coaches, they're just handing out sweets to get those sugar levels keeping on going as we go towards the second half at half-time. That's maybe their secret to why they were able to press so high at Tottenham for so long. But that's one thing we didn't see in the first game too much, particularly in the first half. We didn't see it from Spurs in this second game, but we have seen it from Stellenbosch. You mentioned it, is the use of the roll-on, roll-off substitutions, and that's probably why they've been able to keep that press going throughout the 25 minutes.
Yeah, we didn't see it much in our first game today, either between Everton and Mutut. So it's been refreshing to see that, because it causes problems for the opposition. And what they've done so well, I think, Stellenbosch, they haven't left themselves exposed either, because it's not just the front line that's pressing. And you see that a common mistake at all levels, including the top. You'll have the front three maybe pressing the back line, but you get to the midfield and now there's space for them to turn. It's been man-to-man marking as soon as you beat that front line of Stellenbosch, whose press has been immaculate and really effective, bearing a lot of chances for them. So I think that's something they're going to try and continue and maybe open the second half with, like they did, just take them by storm.
And one thing for Tottenham, of course, there are going to be plenty of changes for the second half. We would imagine, considering they didn't make any in the first half, and a change of legs perhaps throughout this second 25 might just help out Tottenham maybe.
Yeah, it's a tiring game, and Stellenbosch aren't making it much easier for them. They're going to have to do a lot more running than they probably thought beforehand in their passing moves, because they need to make the space for themselves. It's not just enough now to do that little bounce pass that you see to open up, but these men are following them wherever they go, as if they're a shadow. So I think the new legs will really help them find those spaces, find those pockets, potentially run Stellenbosch a little bit ragged and take it to their opposition, their opponent this time, because they need to switch things up. Tottenham.
Stellenbosch has certainly shown in that first 25 why they were finalists and went almost all the way last year.
Well, they're looking confident. They're looking really confident, Tyler. They look happy when in possession. But one thing we can hear, and the viewers at home can't, is how vocal these two coaches have been. I mean, we can hear it over our microphones. It's a really loud bellows from the sidelines, and that's just how much the coaches care about this as well, because this is as important for them as it is for the players. I mean, these are young coaches, these are young officials as well, all really looking for a break, and that's what this competition does for people.
No, it's fantastic, and you know, Stellenbosch, if they are able to go one further than what they did last year, and it's not just the players that will get recognised, as you mentioned, it will be their coach as well. And you know, he's a confident speaker. That's one thing that he's already picked up in his career. Of course, we heard from him before kickoff. So it's massive for everyone, as you mentioned, which is what's so fantastic about the Premier League Next Generation Cup, and that's why it's reached its 5th edition now in 2024. It's come a long way since the under-14s and under-15s competition that it was in its first season. And even from that first season, we've had players that have made appearances in the Premier League. Ethan Wheatley specifically became the 250th Manchester United homegrown player to make his debut, a 4-2 win against Sheffield United. He's currently in the USA training with Manchester United during pre-season. So it shows that every single year of this Premier League Next Generation Cup, that someone has been able to break into the Premier League. And it might not just be the Premier League Academy players in Tottenham. What we're seeing is that it might now be the Stellenbosch players, because it was a brilliant first half showing.
No, certainly. They're really giving the English side a run for their money, and rightly so. That's what they're here to do. They've earned their place here, and they're showing why they are such a fierce opponent in this competition. Look, an England side, they've always got that stature, that status, and sometimes other teams from other countries may be overlooked, but we've seen from Mutut today how fierce they are, how potent they are, and we've seen the prowess today on the first 25 minutes of this half of what South Africa can bring to a football pitch. It's not just England that's a footballing nation, it's India, it's South Africa, and loads of other countries as well around there who want the opportunity to show on the big stage, this is what we're made of, can you actually compete with us? And Stellenbosch are saying that today because they're beating a big name team right now, and their under 21 sides are giving it a really good go. I mean, including the coaching staff, it seems like they're out mastering tactically their opposite numbers, and you can see it, Tyler, as well in the way that they're giving out their team instructions during the half-time interval as well. There's just a different level of tempo. There's a bit more animation in the Tottenham camp there is in South Africa. In Stellenbosch.
But the one thing that might be concerning from a Tottenham point of view, you can see how shattered the players look after the first 45, but there has been a fairly intense warm-up from what looks like is going to be plenty of Spurs changes going into the second 25. As Stellenbosch, I'm sure they're going to keep on going the way they went the first half, utilising the roll-on, roll-off substitutions. And just to remind you again that in this, or after this game, there will be a penalty shootout no matter the score, and that's to fight for an extra point on the league table. So if Stellenbosch, let's say, go on to win and go on to hold their lead and get 3 points, Spurs can still get 1 point if they're to then go on and win the penalty shootout. Everton have started the competition on 4 points, for example. They won the game and the penalty shootout in one of this morning's fixtures as the referee's blown his whistle. So we are set, or will be set, for the second half. And the big question is, are we going to see the same intensity as what we saw in that first 25, I should say?
I really hope so. I really enjoyed it, Tyler. I really enjoyed it. It was refreshing to see after a much more casual game, a much more laid-back game earlier today, this morning at 10 a.m. local time. But yeah, as you say, there's changes being made just below us. And so Tottenham are probably going to look to revamp their team. And Stellenbosch probably thinking, we know what works. We know how to beat this midfield. We know how to beat their defence. We just can't beat the goalkeeper. But thankfully, Dexter gave them a helping hand, as you said. I'm sure one of them wants to get on the score sheet, and Major's really looked the most threatening, hasn't he?
Absolutely. We know what he wants to do every time he gets on the ball, cut in onto his right foot and go for goal. He's shown glimpses, that's for sure.
Well, will the kickoff benefit them, do you reckon, Tyler?
Well, I can guess one thing's going to happen. They're going to pass it back and it's going to be pumped on forward very swiftly, I'd imagine, from Stellenbosch, and I'm sure their players are going to dart on forward fairly quickly. Let's see if they can replicate the energy levels shown in that first half as we're set and ready for the second now. Stellenbosch to get us underway. And I was right, that's for sure. Stellenbosch quickly trying to get up at Tottenham again. The Spurs able to win it back and reset now with Archer.
It's good to see they haven't changed their style, those Spurs. I mean, they clearly have confidence and faith in the way they play. They've got to this tournament doing so. They've actually been really successful as well in the Premier League 2 last season in their division. So, look, it works, but this is a different type of opponent. It's always different when you play a team from another country.
And I guess the thing is that perhaps these two sides don't know too much about each other, so they won't really know what to expect from each other, which probably only adds to the entertainment.
It's what's creating such an open game, I think. They're sussing each other out minute by minute.
Stellenbosch winning it again, this time with the Major, who's back on with the ball. Still looking to drive on forward, and he's going to go for goal. It was a tame effort in the end.
The goalkeeper has to be there, though. But yeah, cries here from the bench of Stellenbosch. They really want to see their team get that second, and they want it to be as soon as possible.
If they are to get a second, this man looks the most dangerous, the Major. Giving the ball away on this occasion. Tottenham now moving it forward. And It's comfortable, one well seen by Sheen in goal for Stellenbosch.
Yeah, super feet from Beggs there, just rolled it across his body, managing to get past his counterpart in the midfield. But they're being outstrengthened there as well, Spurs, in that middle of the park, which is proving an issue when it does become a bit cagey. And it seems like Stellenbosch don't mind that side of the game either. They're happy with any type of rhythm Spurs want to play.
Spurs continuing to take those risks, as we can see here. At the moment, just getting themselves dragged into their own corner. Stellenbosch there to win it back once more. That pressure isn't stopping. So it's going to break dangerously on the edge of the area. That's well worked towards Ahmed, the captain for Stellenbosch. Zenden looking to work it out wide. Tottenham win it back though through Williams.
Yeah, that was a crucial interception there just to relieve the pressure, because it was really building. You don't want Stellenbosch to get into any kind of rhythm. So just to nip it there. And they've got a throw in now as well, so that allows them to start their passing moves. But interestingly, you see that it's quite narrow when they attack Stellenbosch. They want to get that ball across the goal as quickly as possible, but they keep it along the floor. They're not pinging balls to the back post, as you may expect, and we've seen from other teams so far in this competition. And we're just hearing the words "pass the thing, man" from below us. I mean, we know the coaches know what they want the players to do, and the players are doing it.
Ahmed trying to win the free kick for Stellenbosch, but it will be the Spurs throw with Logan to take.
I think the referee's just trying to control the game. Maybe there's a lot of passion on the line now, and when you do have such an intense match like we've got here, you're gonna have a bit of a hot-headedness to it as well.
So after just calming things down, the referee will get us ready for the Tottenham throw through Logan.
Yes, Spurs have just made also their substitutions, so let's see how that can help them. I think it's Elliot Paris now. Paris, on the right-hand side, taking over from James, who was really influential as well when he was on the ball.
Just switched over towards that far side. Williams kept it in play the first time and then the second time, but Ahmed there with the challenge for Stellenbosch. It was a risky leave that from Byfield. He was able to recover.
Just lost the kind of trajectory of the ball there, I think.
Real tussle going on this near side, and look at the passion off the field in terms of Stellenbosch wanting the throw. It has been awarded though for Tottenham.
Excellent from Sestri though. They're great man-to-man defending.
That's a nice ball towards the major now, who could be in behind here for Stellenbosch. This time choosing to go onto his left foot, still delivering a dangerous ball. Tottenham just about managing to hook it away. How about that for a challenge? Spurs able to win it back again and trying to move forward again. Lehane denied in his tracks. Pillay now for Stellenbosch. Not the pass he would have wanted, but he will get a second go with the throw.
Yeah, Beggs managed to pull off that header in his interception. Probably just wanted to redirect it and cushion it to his team whilst they were on the offensive. But that's better from Spurs. And it's three individual talent. I think you've got Lehane now who's come on to the right, and Paris has actually taken over up front, who's making really good runs. But similar to Lehane, he's just not being fouled. I think Lehane learnt from that. So he's trying to take his man off, and Sister's doing a brilliant job dealing with him so far, but maybe he'll grow tired as the match wears on.
That's good pressure from Tottenham this time to win it back. Is that too much on the pass for Logan? He'll give it a good chase, but can't keep it in play for Spurs. Ahmed's so swift to get back on with things, and that's why Stellenbosch might have a attack themselves. Byfield able to cut things out rather swiftly. Here's Logan. Fine. Playing it back to the centre half again.
They're really quick, though, to close down the option. Stellenbosch still, okay, they're not pressing each man individually as they were in the first half, but they're not giving the players space either to pick the pass they necessarily want to. There's still no time for the Spurs team to play their football, especially in that first touch.
But I guess the thing is for Tottenham, it only takes one moment just to get it right, to play through this Stellenbosch side and to create themselves a big opportunity.
It's a sport of moments, Tyler. It's a sport of moments, and Stellenbosch have had many.
Tottenham might have their own moment here in behind. It's a fantastic flick towards Williams. But how about that from a block to deny the Tottenham attacker? Logan. And a dangerous ball into Williams again, but it looks like the flag is up against the fullback of Spurs.
Frustrating that for Spurs. They did really well. And the slip obviously was not what they wanted, of course. But it's promising signs now. The second half's been a lot better for them. Stellenbosch, I think, probably need to try and do what they were doing in the first half, because that was really working for them. But you really brought it up, didn't you? It's fitness, it's stamina, and in the heat as well.
Here's Byfield for Tottenham. Archer now. And Hardy will switch things up, go direct. How about that for a header one by the Stellenbosch centre-half, Tylon. Logan will be set to take this Tottenham throw. Stellenbosch are going to make another change. Felix coming back on the field. He's already featured earlier on in the first half.
Always looking for that release, though, aren't they? Straight away, Stellenbosch. They get the ball. What's the first thing in their mind? Let's get it forwards. There's no point in having it along our back. There's no point in having it in the defensive third. Tottenham are going to come on to us. We can't score from there, although they did try and score from the halfway line. So I think these boys are pretty confident to score from anywhere, it seems.
Hardy now for Spurs. Nice ball out towards the near side. Hardy again. Well, to evade the pressure. Tottenham have worked this well for now. That's a nice ball forward between the lines. Stellenbosch able to pick it back up again, though. The Major dispossessed this time. Feeney looking to play it in behind. Important defending. That should be a Stellenbosch ball as well, and is.
Yeah, the linesman agrees with you there, Tyler. You could find yourself with a new job soon. No, better again from Spurs, though. They're actually using the ball this time to get it up the pitch. They're not just keeping it along the back line. Good, neat little touches, and Hardy starting it from the back. That's what you really want in your defender, especially in the modern game, is to be able to run with the ball, beat your man, and find that pass into the centre of the pitch, because it just creates a whole new game.
Well, Tottenham there denied by the corner flag, a corner themselves. They will still have a throw high up the field. Adewale making his way forward.
He's picked up a different role as well. I've noticed this second half he's making the underlapping runs, almost trying to fill in as another central midfielder, because they need to fill that space with more numbers.
Adewale. Look at the energy from the Major. This time so deep in his own half, doing the defensive work. And
uncharacteristic of the Stellenbosch side there, just to try and get out of play. They tend to try and find their man up top, but you have to do what you have to do sometimes. And brilliant from the Major. I mean, he just wants to have that ball at his feet, doesn't he? He doesn't care where it is.
Hardy able to get there first for Spurs. He had to as well. Samuel Archer. If it wasn't for that man in goal for Tottenham, it would have been more than just the 1-0 Stellenbosch lead. Now there's a little bit of space for Tottenham to work with. Lehane working it round the outside. Adewale, his ball was deep. Tottenham not finished though. They will be with passes like that. Logan able to pick up the pieces again though for Spurs. And here he is again with a little bit of room, the wing back. Important covering in there from Ahmed to deny Williams, but Tottenham will have a corner. Stellenbosch in the meantime making a couple more substitutions themselves.
Ahmed set example though, hasn't he? He set the example for his whole team, and he's really showed why he's captain of this under-21 Stellenbosch side. He's everywhere. He's demanding his players the same intensity as he's putting and performing with.
So Tottenham with the corner, looking to level things up. 10 minutes into the second half. So now they're trying to pick up those second balls and get some kind of strike away. It is going to break for Ahmed. And an anywhere will do kind of situation for the fullback. Spurs have it back again. Ahmed with some defending to do, which he does successfully yet again.
Wasteful from Byron there. And that will really frustrate, I think, and annoy the coaching staff of Tottenham Hotspur under-19s. They're in such good swing, such good momentum, and just to boot the ball out of play like that, it's always going to be an irritating thing. Especially the goal behind.
They're looking to change things, Spurs themselves now with their own changes.
Well, Beggs has come off, surprisingly. He's been one of their star players. He's picked up the scraps, getting the ball forward, he's confident on the ball, beating his man. That's really important, and that's an important role for any team to be filled.
Williams taking it down on the far side. Quickly tracked down though.
More Tottenham this half, wouldn't you say, Tyler?
Yeah, the energy hasn't quite been the same from Stellenbosch, understandably so. Tottenham have definitely settled themselves, but Stellenbosch coming forward there. It's some move up to this point. There's the Major, but he couldn't quite get his finish right. A golden opportunity for the number 7.
Leaning back, a classic mistake. But he's in the position again, and that's what matters. If you keep getting in those positions, you're going to get chances, and he's had some today, and he'll have some the rest of the tournament. He's still got 3 more games and 10 more minutes of this match.
Adewale will reach Archer in goal. Hardy is the latest of the Spurs changes now on the ball. And he's going to get it back again after the ricochet. Makoa going on, and in the end it will land in the gloves of Ashin.
Good goalkeeping there, fast off his line and read the danger. And you could tell the defender of Stellenbosch, was very confident in his goalkeeper's ability there.
Stellenbosch making their way over to the near side. The Major with a fantastic turn. This time forced on towards his left foot as he's still going on. And it landed in the gloves of Archer. It could have gone anywhere with the ball towards the near post. What a fantastic interception in the centre by Tyler, who's back on it again. This time trying to loop one in behind. It's a fantastic ball, but it was always going to be difficult there.
Is there any surprises, Tyler, though? Sweeping up the danger at that back for Stellenbosch? I don't think so. He's gone now to right back. He's gone back to right back now, just taking over from his captain.
Who's put some shift in.
they just get a break now, maybe to invigorate, re-energise the Stellenbosch team as well. This little pause and play could really enable them to step it up again, to recapture those levels they showed in the first half as well. That got them that goal, although not scored by their own player, nor in open play. It's what tired the players out of Tottenham. It's what created those opportunities, even awarded them those corners. Everything matters in these matches, especially such short amounts of time. You really need to make every second count.
Spurs continuing to try and play their way low on the ground. Stellenbosch also continuing to play their way at pressing high at this Tottenham defence. And that's not the pass that Archer would have wanted. And Stellenbosch, can they capitalise on the error? They're still not quite done there. There's the shots and an important block. It will break for Logan. And Tottenham will try and work their way away back on the ground once more.
Well, Upson was just brought on and thrown into the thick of it there, which I'm sure he wasn't too thankful for, but he's got his team out of trouble.
Here's Williams. All of a sudden it might be opening up for Tottenham, but look who's there again, it's Tylon. Seen him at centre-back for most of this game, now at full-back. And this man we've seen on the left, now we're seeing him on the right, causing the same problems here, the Major, as he's going on past Logan. He was able to find a cross, Spurs doing just about enough. Stellenbosch will have the throw.
Yeah, they got back really quickly, and there's not the same urgency, is there now, from Stellenbosch as we saw in the first half. They would have been taking this within seconds.
Well, what is going to be the second of the drinks break? Maybe it'll be another sweets break for Stellenbosch, which we saw them loading up with at half-time to keep those sugar levels up high, to try and keep that press going.
No, most certainly. Stellenbosch are going to be the happier of the two teams, of course, winning the match as it is so far, with not too much time left to go. But Tottenham must feel confident, I'm sure, Tylo.
Well, the way they've grown into it in this second half, those passing patterns have definitely started to create a few more chances. They haven't been so sloppy in possession as well, Tottenham, in this second half. It's going to be interesting, though, to see what's going to be said from the coaches with what now 12 minutes to go, as Spurs will be looking to get back on level terms.
Well, that's a benefit of the drinks break. It just allows, in a much more calm manner, close space, the coaches to give more instructions. They've had now an analytical view of the game for 12 and a half minutes or thereabouts, and now they can tell their players, well, this is the stage we're at the game. This is what we've speculated about the other team, and this is how you can adjust your game. And now, please use these 10 minutes to get us a goal. I think it's now the message ringing around the Tottenham camp. It's got to be priority for them.
Well, Spurs eager to get going before the linesman has even made it, well, hardly onto the field, let alone to the far side.
I think they'd forgotten it was a throw onto Stellenbosch before the break.
There, they wanted the goal kick somehow.
Well, they're not going to get it, unfortunately for them. But Stellenbosch, I may be confused here.
I think you've got it right. It is that Stellenbosch throw, and Tylon will take it.
Thank you for clarifying that for me, Tyler. I think Logan deceived me there, just like Spurs tried deceiving the referee at the restarts.
A nice try from Tottenham. Any advantage that any team can get shows how competitive the competition is, that's for sure. Stellenbosch going direct to the penalty area and Tottenham doing their defensive work. And now Tottenham starting to press up high at Stellenbosch.
And it all comes from Andreas being in the right position, though, at the right time. They've just had a knack of that, Stellenbosch, when the danger is mounting, when the Spurs team are trying to break, and especially in the first half. They've done it in the second as well, and that was an example. They know where to be. It's like they're reading the minds of these Spurs players. It's as if they've played against it in South Africa.
Might be a little bit of room to get in behind. Hardy there doing the defensive work for Tottenham. And I think what's going to be so interesting about these last 10 minutes or so is that Spurs are going to have to start pressing more. And I don't think Stellenbosch want to stop pressing themselves, so it might just make things open like it is here. As Lehane now for Tottenham, twisting and turning, but not quite delivering.
Too casual.
It's hardly able to win it back for Tottenham.
He had a fistful of the shirt there of his opponent, number 9 plates, but the referee seemed to let it go.
There's currently a man down for Stellenbosch off the ball. Been down for quite a while, but it's not a head injury, meaning the referee has no responsibility to stop the game. And well, Stellenbosch have had the possession since, and they haven't kicked it out themselves, so there's probably no reason for Tottenham to do so either.
Well, he's back on his feet now, Tyler, thankfully, so hopefully it's not too big a concern for the bench.
Akinwale drifting in field. Nice reverse ball around the outside. Lehane. Lehane skipping inside well. Akinwale helping out. Patient play from Spurs high up in the Stellenbosch half. Hardy finding Logan. Williams. It's a nice skip in field, and there's the strike and a comfortable save for O'Shane.
Well, that's the second time O'Shane's just had to really calmly collect it at chest height for him, and he's a tall man. He's a very tall man, this under-21 goalkeeper. So, chest height, he's perfectly capable of saving that. He's okay with height and loft.
Well, Felix, the ball has been thrown out of play. He was the man down on the halfway line a moment ago. He managed to get himself back up and keep on fighting on, but it looks like perhaps what was cramp has just got the better of him for now. The Stellenbosch are going to make another change. Slade coming on.
Yeah, and the more changes, the better for Stellenbosch. It seems the more changes, the better, as it suits their game.
Tottenham have won it back again. Here is Williams taking on Tylon and delivering the cross. It's dangerous and an important header away at that back post, but Tottenham not finishing there. And after Spurs helped Stellenbosch get their goal, they're helping Stellenbosch with the defending on that occasion. And the first almost heated moment, the referee was quick to calm things down. For a moment it looked like it was really going to heat up right in front of us. The referee is going to get the yellow card out.
Yeah, commend both the referee and the Tottenham bench, I think, because they were very quick to their feet to stop there.
The players were quick, weren't they, from the bench to jump right straight out after the challenge.
Yeah, they didn't want their man getting in any trouble either, and they wanted to defuse the situation. Look, it was good defending there from Stellenbosch. They got the ball out quickly, but it was just really good defending. He was quick back to his feet there. Adewole got into the correct position to defend, but I think there was just a bit of frustration from the striker, Platz, because he just didn't manage to get on the end of what he thought was maybe a really promising attack for him.
He has been taken off since was getting the yellow card. Probably the easiest decision the referee has had to make to award that kick out a yellow card. Yeah. We did see a red card in the first game with Aston Villa involved.
Well, that's the heat of the competition as well. We've spoken about it. It's competitive. You want to win, and Stellenbosch, after tasting that bitter defeat, I'm sure they've got a bit of grit between their teeth now, almost a vendetta against the competition. They want to go all the way this time, and you need to be robust. You need to be robust, and sometimes it's difficult and people blur the lines, and we've seen a moment of that.
Tottenham trying to find an equalising goal. Just under 10 minutes to go, and this is where Stellenbosch can be dangerous, perhaps on the counter-attack. Avontier just rushed that pass, and Archer will be able to claim.
Quickly as well, distributed by the goalkeeper, but only one man in the box there for Tottenham. You're 1-0 down. You need to try and get as many men in the box as possible when you're on the left-hand side, but they only found Lehane in there. Paris, the striker himself, was the one putting the ball in.
Williams switching it out wide to the number 9, who's made his way out wide again. Akinwale starting on infield, but then giving the ball away. This might ask a little bit of Archer in goal for Spurs, but he's comfortable as he finds Hardy. Tottenham want the throw and will get it.
Well, Adewale's giving it now to the man who should be replacing him. And it is going to be the number 2, who is Orr. And he looks ready to take this. I mean, he just wanted to get on the pitch, didn't he?
Gonna have to wait another 5 seconds because he's gonna have to take the throw for Tottenham. Here he is now, the substitute. Not the first involvement he would have wanted. He will have a second go.
Just needs to calm his nerves there a bit. He was brought in at an awkward time for him.
Hardy playing it on forward. Tottenham giving it away. Stellenbosch now have a chance to try and capitalise as it's chopped in field, and an important save from Archer to deny Bailey.
One of the more comfortable ones he's had to make today, Archer, but still, nonetheless, a really good save. Bailey did really well, though, to cut back on his right foot, sent the defender to the ground, and that's exactly what he probably aimed to do.
Here is the Major. Linking up well, can he get his shot away? Important block by Hardy.
That's a stinger. That's a stinger to the thigh there from Hardy, but he's been really solid at the back as well. I think him and his partner at the back, Byfield, struck up a really good partnership until the substitution was made and Upson's taken over from Byfield and really done his job quite well. He looks quite young, Upson, so to be in this under-19 side, I'm pretty sure, is a massive accomplishment for him.
That's a fantastic throw, and the move's not quite done. Here is the Major, looking to get his shot away. Another vital block in there. I think it was Akinwale.
Well, that's redemption from Orr. That's redemption from Orr from the beginning of his stint on the pitch. The Major is a tricky player we've seen throughout the match. They've actually kept him on throughout, so they have to stick close by when he's on the ball.
Logan. Well intercepted again in the centre, and it will be a Stellenbosch free kick.
Tottenham just putting a bit of urgency in this game now, aren't they?
So switched over towards the Major. Is Orr. Upson for Archer. Back with the goalkeeper. And Upson again.
Heart in mouth stuff from Tottenham there, almost on their goal line, but they still stick to the system.
Both teams sticking to their system because Stellenbosch, despite the lead, are just keeping on pressing. They don't want to sit back anytime soon, but it does create gaps and it does create chances like this for Spurs. Looking for an equaliser. Stellenbosch still not getting it clear. They have done now. They've got it clear to the man they want on the ball, their most dangerous player, the Major. And how about that for a pick-up? As Archer's come a long way off his line. Brilliant goalkeeping from the Spurs number 1.
Superb. That's really brave from Archer there, because that could have really been a painful one if Bailey decided not to heel his run. But no, both entitled to go for it, and the Major seeing that pass just to his right shows the vision he has. Great run though from Bailey. He had to make it for Major to be able to spot it.
Was going to make the move around the outside. That option though ignored. This is the Major. Andreas playing it back. Stellenbosch giving it away though. That's a nice turn under pressure. It's getting late now for Tottenham, who are hunting down this equalising goal. This is all.
Something we haven't seen too much of by Stellenbosch. But they found a really good defensive shape now. It's not just follow a man mark, press.
And they're doing the last ditch defending there. Major will whack it long for Stellenbosch. Tottenham win it back though. And they want the free kick. They're going to get the free kick, which they're quick to get on with. And it might have just caught Stellenbosch by surprise, as there's the shot. An important block in there. This is Hardy. Thompson for Spurs. Thompson moving it out wide towards All. Well worked from Tottenham this so far. Getting towards what is coming towards their last chance. Hardy spreading it out wide to the far side this time. Tylon with some defending to do. Stellenbosch doing enough and getting it clear.
Yeah, just couldn't make the most of that opportunity. Could they? Which is quite infuriating, I'm sure, for Tottenham, but they're getting in to the right positions well.
Well, they're running out of time, that's for sure, as there goes the full-time whistle. It's been entertaining, that's for sure. It's been a game that has deserved more goals than what we ended up having. And a higher quality goal, that's for sure, because there's been quality on the pitch, but it was an own goal which separates the sides. Oliver heading it into his own net from the Stellenbosch corner in the first 25 minutes of the game. But Stellenbosch able to hold out and able to win their opening game by 1-0 against Spurs.
It's disappointing that the only goal we saw was an own goal, I think. And I'm sure a lot of the players are going to be quite upset, especially from the goal-scoring side, Stellenbosch, that they didn't get their name on the score sheet. But they won the game. The 3 points, it's a team game, that's what matters. They've got that first win. They've got an opportunity also in this penalty shootout to make it 4. Tottenham really need to claw it back here.
And that's the thing, we saw Everton in the first game make it 4 points after winning the penalty shootout after the game. And it's important for both teams now.
No, certainly, Tyler, certainly. And I think the players are appreciating a little break in the sun, as they're just all getting a little bit of a drink from their cooling box, which I'm sure is filled with ice. No more sweets needed, though. For the Stellenbosch side, I think they can now take it a little bit easier. It's only a short walk to the penalty spot for the 5 who are taking it.
And it's a shame, though, with this game that this was the quality of goal it provided after such a high-quality game.
No, of course, the number of chances both sides had, but no, that's football. At the end of the day, that is football. It's not always going to come from where you expect it. The source can be unlikely. And yeah, Dexter Oliver's vision was just blocked. Tyler, you mentioned it earlier. And he lost sight of the ball. I think he was watching his man too much. And I think he was a bit overwhelmed sensory by what was going on around him to really be able to then focus so much on the ball. And I'm sure that wasn't to the appreciation of Archer either, who was probably caught off guard as well, at least with all the tremendous saves he'd made this afternoon, and potentially he's going to be a hero in this penalty shootout, because the game, okay, 1-0, but it could have been a lot worse if it weren't for Archer, who was always on hand to help his team and bail them out.
It must be a bittersweet feeling for any goalkeeper to end up on the losing side, but to know you've made so many saves. And I guess in a competition like this, where the results do matter, but at least he's still showing what he is capable of, despite being on the losing side.
No, of course, and as we said, it's also about the individuals here. You really want to make your name known, and Archer may be one we will be talking and singing about after the tournament, after these 4 days. He's got 3 more games. The chances keep flowing against Tottenham the way they did today, especially in the first half. He's going to be a man in action a lot more often. So he's definitely one who's probably telling the coaches, well, look, promote me. I'm doing my job here. But Stellenbosch, the whole team did their job today. They were spectacular, Tyler. I think even when they dropped off a little bit, they had a plan B. And I think everyone saw that today. They were happy to just sit in a solid formation, a solid structure, and let Spurs come onto them. Spurs didn't really threaten them.
And Stellenbosch would, I'm sure, after the victory, be feeling confident to try and win the shootout too. Spurs have been set and ready, as you can see, for a little while. Stellenbosch just about to join them now. So a chance for either Spurs to claw 1 point back or Stellenbosch to take all 4.
Do you think this is played with the heads a bit of Spurs now? With Stellenbosch taking a little bit longer, the Spurs players having to wait on that halfway line. It's all mind games here.
So much goes into a penalty shootout, that's for sure. It's not just the kick of the football. I mean, we saw it before. There is a stat that the team that takes first is more likely to win. We saw that with the first shootout involving Everton this morning. So will it be advantage Tottenham because they are to take first in terms of the penalties? As it's Lehane who steps up for Spurs.
Well, Alsheen's height might give him an advantage. He's just touching the crossbar already, just on his heels.
Lehane looking to beat him in the first kick of the penalty shootout. And he calmly slots it into the corner. And Tottenham are ahead.
Composed penalty, something I think both teams actually lacked in the game, despite how entertaining it was. But no, he's called his head there. He's got into penalty shootout mode in his brain, and he slotted it away perfectly. They're just right in the bottom corner. The goalkeeper really couldn't do much about it. It's like a professional, where he just waits for the goalkeeper to make his move and he places it on the other corner. Takes real bottle, that. Real bottle. And now he's set the tone for Stellenbosch.
As it's Slade who will look to equalise straight away. Taking on Archer, who was brilliant for Spurs, but there's nothing he could have done about that. Sent the wrong way, the goalkeeper. And Stellenbosch are level in the shootout.
Archer tried his best just to stay on his feet as long as he could. But Slade did really well there. He took his time. He had available to him the little stutter as well. Sent Archer, I think, just a bit early. And he's using all the tricks in the book.
And Elliot Paris next for Tottenham. Their second taker. What can the number 19 do from the spot? Well, one thing he can't do is score from the spot. A fantastic dive from Machine to make the save. And the first big moment in the shootout sees Spurs denied.
Well, humongous roaring cheer there from the Stellenbosch bench. But you've got to feel for Paris, because it's not a bad penalty. He's kept it low, it's nearing the corner. But when you've got such a long reach as Arshin does, it's always going to be difficult to beat him when he goes the right way. Look at him, he's smiling, he's chuffed with himself, and as he should be. It's a really, really good save. Not much wrong with the penalty, but the goalkeeper deserves all the praise in that situation.
Well, this man, Tylon, was superb defensively throughout the game. Let's see what he can do from the spot. Oh, he's hit the crossbar.
Oh, no. That's a real tough one to take for Tylon, especially after, as you say, such a good performance in the 50 minutes. To then lose it in the penalty shootout. But look, penalties can mess with players' heads, and it's just off the crossbar, as we see. He was trying to be cute. I think maybe down the middle always seems to be a safe option. The goalkeeper doesn't really want to stick, he's always going to twist. But he'll learn his lesson. You don't need to go for so much height next time. But he's just got to hope his players and his teammates bail him out again.
So here comes Thompson for Tottenham. Penalty number 3. And this one is accurate. An arrow into the bottom corner. And Spurs are back in front.
Redeemed Elliot Paris there. I think that's exactly what his teammate was trying to execute earlier, but it isn't such an easy task to do. And again, goalkeeper Alshin went the right way. He went the right way. As you see, he's gone to his right. Just can't get down quick enough. And yeah, really, really good strike. Keeps it low. Precise. It's all you can ask for. It's what you do on the training grounds.
And this is the situation where the pressure does start to build on Stellenbosch. 3 kicks taken from Tottenham. This is number 3 now for the South African side. Keenan stepping up. And Keenan, after the stutter, sending Archer the wrong way. As cool as you like from the spot. And we are level again.
Stellenbosch have been practicing their penalties. You can tell with the way they run up to the ball. It's the stutter now from player 1 and player 3 now, who are both the goal scorers for their side in this shootout. They just know exactly when to kick, when to run. Their footwork's immaculate when taking these penalties, and that's so important in a penalty shootout.
It's Bryant next for Tottenham, penalty number 4. And Bryant has missed the target, and all of a sudden it might just be advantage Stellenbosch again.
He's just gone for power there. He's been rash, and it could really harm them in the next kick now by Stellenbosch. Did he need to, Tyler?
Well, the most important thing, that's for sure, is to hit the target with the penalty spot. That's the one biggest mistake you can make, I guess.
Yeah, no. Very true, wise words. But now Stellenbosch's number 14 is really hoping to put this to bed. They scored this, and they might just help the odds in the favour of the team kicking second now in those overall statistics.
Chikeho stepping up, and he's denied as well. And all of a sudden, after 4 kicks taken and still level in the scoreline, just like that, it's going to be sudden death.
It's like we're watching another 50 minutes of these two teams. It's back and forth, and neither really want to take that advantage, capitalise. I think the pressure might be getting to them, but great save. It was down the middle, and this time he did stick Cameron Archer, and he managed to make the save. Archie now, pressure back on him.
So Monka next for Tottenham. Oh, and he's just about snuck it through the gloves of the goalkeeper into the bottom corner. And now the pressure's really on Stellenbosch.
Sudden death, no one wants to be taking part in this, but the major may just be the one who's okay with such pressure. He doesn't really look phased, does he, Tyler, walking up to take this?
Well, it's been so good all afternoon, but there is quite literally no situation where there's more pressure on a single player in football, is when you have to score in a penalty shootout. And he's going with a unique kind of run-up, but he's rewarded because he finds the back of the Tottenham net. And we are level, and sudden death will continue.
Brilliant penalty there. Brilliant penalty for the major, showing why he is an under-20 national player for South Africa. I mean, we knew there were going to be stars, individuals and teams, and he's really proving himself to be one. The Stellenbosch side and coaches, bench, camp, and all the country really who are watching this match right now, they knew he was going to be a weapon for this team.
Miritaj is next for Tottenham, and he is called from the spot. And again, the pressure back with the South African side.
Down the middle, got the job done. Not much more you can ask for. I think these players now just want this game done with. I think they want to finish this penalty shootout, regather their heads and get ready for tomorrow, because it's such a fast-paced tournament. There's little breaks for all these sides, and you want as much rest as you can get.
And it might just be close to finishing here, because Avontir has to score for Stellenbosch as sudden death goes on, and the pressure will not end. Avontir for Stellenbosch. What can he do from the spot? He can score in style.
That's got to be one of the penalties of the day. Really, really composed there, staring down the goalkeeper Archer just before taking it. He knew what he wanted to do as soon as he picked up that football. Yeah, he's just arrowed it, hasn't he, right into the bottom left-hand corner.
And as the shootout gets deeper and deeper, you get closer to the players who didn't particularly want to take a penalty. It is a Tottenham defender now stepping up in Logan in penalty number 7. Up he steps the wing back. But it didn't look, with the quality of the penalty, like he didn't want to take it, because it's as cool as you like. You said the last penalty was the best of the bunch so far. Well, I think we've got a new one straight away.
Yeah, I think we gave the awards now to Logan from Spurs. Look at that, the composure he shows there, just to dink it. The Panenka we all love to see, don't we? The goalkeeper hates it when it goes in. He's left with egg on his face. The audacity there to take on such a strike in such a high-pressure situation, and potentially to win that 1 point as well for his side after losing the 3. That's really special.
As it's Pillay who will step up here for Stellenbosch. Once again, he has to score from the spot. And he doesn't score, which means Tottenham, despite losing the match, do win the shootout, do get themselves a point to narrow the initial deficit after the 50 minutes. It was a fantastic penalty shootout, not the ending Stellenbosch would have wanted, but really it's been a fantastic game, a fantastic afternoon of football from both sides, entertainment all round. But it's Spurs who win the shootout by 5 goals to 4 after the win from Stellenbosch by 1-0 in the game itself. And what a game it was.
Past trauma coming back to haunt its companion there, because Stellenbosch have lost another penalty shootout, and it's not the way they wanted to start this tournament, I'm sure, after such miserable experiences in the past. But yeah, phenomenal game, phenomenal penalty shootout. Both teams have matched each other stride for stride, and I think both can be really, really happy with their performances.
So we are ready to get some post-match reaction as Grant Abokri is pitchside with the captain of Stellenbosch, Ahmed.
Hi guys, I'm back at the Next Gen Cup 2024. Pitchside after Stellenbosch's very, very, very impressive 1-0 win versus Tottenham, and I'm with the captain, Shakir Ahmed. How are you today?
I'm well. Hello to everyone back home, and hello to all the fans that are watching. Thank you for supporting us, and yeah, I'm good.
1-0 victory versus Tottenham, but I have to say it's been one of the most impressive performances I've seen at the Next Gen Cup 2024. What went into that performance? Because there was so much energy, so much passion, winning tackles. What went into that performance?
Yeah, to start off, like, you know, the tournament is a bit different to what we are like used to at home, so we had to adapt to it. So what the coaches just told us is like, give everything all you got, because there's rolling subs. So if you are tired, you can maybe take a break and come back on. So yeah, we just gave it all we got, put all the energy into it, and yeah, we ended up going 1-0 up, and yeah, we saw at the game and won it at the end.
Now, you lot had a unique advantage. I think you're one of the first clubs that I've seen today have supporters on the touchline, and loud supporters. It felt like you had a whole away stand over there. How did that feel on the pitch, hearing that support, hearing that G you up and give you a bit more energy? Did it feel like that on the pitch?
Yeah, it really felt great having the support on the touchline, because back home when we do play like live games, there's always like a huge crowd, and having such a small crowd, but you know, the atmosphere was crazy from that small crowd over there, and yeah, I really appreciate them for coming through and like just being with us through this whole trip.
Now, as captain of the club, I want to ask you, what does it mean to play in these sort of games, come over to England, face off against some of the best players in England, and captain and represent your club? What does that mean to you?
Yo, it's really a privilege, because like there's a lot of kids back home that like dream of coming to England and playing on these type of pitches, playing against Premier League clubs, you know. So yeah, we're really grateful for this opportunity. I mean, this is my 3rd Next Gen, so yeah, I'm really grateful to be here once again.
And one question I'm going to ask you, from your team, who would you pick to be the player of the match? You can't pick yourself. I was very close to picking you as well, so I'm going to ask you, what player would you pick for your player of the match?
I would say our number 7, Major, Langali Klepili. I felt like, yeah, he was causing the fullbacks problems. Yeah, just getting in behind, you know, making them run and creating lots of chances. So yeah, I'll choose him.
Amazing. Well, very well done, off the board with a win. And I'm not going to send it back to the gantry. I'm going to bring in our second interviewee. So thank you very much, bro.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Well done. What are you telling me, man? Well done on the win. I'm here again, Next Gen Cup 2024 with the Major. How did you get that nickname, first of all? I need to know that first. How did you get the nickname, the Major?
Well, it's complicated actually, and it's like a long ass story, but like it's because of the way I play, you know. So they gave me that nickname. That's why.
Well, simply from watching, this is the first time I've ever watched you, and you were so direct. It felt like you gained joy from just taking on your defender over and over and over again. How have you developed that style of play? Because it's such an intense way to play.
Obviously, it's the nature of the club. Us white players, we always have to think forward. You know, we have to go forward. No matter what we do, we must always think forward, go forward, complete actions. I tried a lot today to try and complete my actions, but then it's only my first day, you know. So I think I'll get better as time goes by, as soon as the tournament grows, you know. So, yeah.
Representing your country under 20 level, and then also coming over here to England to play against some of the best young players in England. Like, what are these experiences like? How did they grow you as a player?
Obviously, coming to play in Next Gen, it's obviously a big step. It's a big tournament, and we're coming here to test ourselves amongst the big teams, you know, in the world. So I feel like it's gonna be good for us and us as a whole group. So we're gonna learn from it and take the positives from this and move back home.
I want you to send a message, because there's going to be so many South Africans watching, as you said, and as Shakir said, like, so many South Africans watching that's going to be inspired by you guys, playing against some of the best young players in England, playing at Aston Villa's training ground. Like, send a message to the South Africans back home, just on like what they can achieve using you guys as an inspiration.
Firstly, I'd like to say thank you for believing in us and putting your hope in us. And all I can say from me and the team is that we're gonna come back with the trophy, and we'll fight for that. And yeah, we're in it to win it.
I love the passion. I love the determination. I got one more question. From your team, I'd love if you could pick a player of the match. We need you to give somebody their flowers. Who do you think really impressed today?
I give it to my number 10.
Number 10.
Short man. Yeah.
What impressed you about his performance?
He was his ball control, the way he took on players, and little combinations from the short man. So yeah, that's
amazing. The Major. Very well done. Congratulations on the win, and good luck for the rest of the tournament. I'm going to send it back up to the gantry finally. I know they're probably sick of hearing my voice, but send it back up to the gantry.
So we're back again after what's been a fantastic second game on the opening day of the Premier League Next Generation Cup. If it's anything to go by from what we've seen this afternoon, then it's going to be some competition, that's for sure. It's Spurs who won the shootout by 5-4. But in the 50 minutes that was played, it's Stellenbosch who are victorious by a single goal to nil. And we do have more games tomorrow, starting off at 10 a.m. and then 3 p.m. I should say, after that, same time as today. So make sure to join us again for that. It's going to be more of the same. It's going to be match day 2 in terms of this group stage, and of course every team still possible to finish top of the group to try and get their place in the final at the Loughborough University Stadium on Sunday. But what a day day 1 has been, and more to come again tomorrow. But the final score for now is Stellenbosch 1, Tottenham 0.